Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here from Safi Financial Network. Today is January 12, 2024. Here is another weekly wrap, second week of January. Again, finished with volatility. So the first week of January was pretty volatile and going all the way down, like a straight line to the down last week. On Friday, we got a kind of like a doji bar signal for reversal. This week, exactly the same pattern. On the flip side, we got the doji bar at the top. So is this going to be a reversal to the downside for next week? We will see how it goes with the chart. But here is the weekly S&P 500 chart. And as you see here on the weekly side, we got a pretty significant top information here with a stochastic momentum. IMI is getting to the overbought condition. We got MACD sloping down. And also RSI is showing us a top information as well. As we got into this overbought condition a couple of times, we just mimicking around and then roll over to the downside for a significant drop, at least for a couple weeks or months even. So right now, for the price wise, as you see here, we got into this wave counts and we are just getting kind of like a higher high, higher low, higher high. And right now we are at a higher high. So this higher high can stretch up parabolically to the upside and then move to the downside, or we can just give a pullback to the market to here to this trend line, and then going back to the upside, which I believe the second scenario is gonna about to form. But again, if first scenario happens, that would be a parabolic move, and that would be very unhealthy for the market because we had a substantial move to the upside since October. And without any correction, market just going a straight line to the upside. Just imagine after 2-3 weeks consolidation, market again continues to the upside, which is happening. It's not normal if we see a consolidation bull flag to go higher, but that would be pretty overstretched, overbought in a monthly time frame. Right now, we are just analyzing weekly, but just imagine in monthly time frame, we can go all the way up to here to 5100, which is going to be my target for 2020. If you haven't seen my forecast, by the way, watch the forecast. I just put a link here. Um, by the way, this is pretty interesting to see how market is reacting. I believe market is due for a corrective move. A potential scenario is going to be we are going to backtest this top or this breakout, which is going to be a 45.83 to 45.14. Again, it doesn't mean that if we go down there, we are going to break downside. Still above this SMA 20 on a weekly basis. All moving averages are forming pretty bullish. It doesn't mean that if we go down to even 44, 45, 14, that would be a bearish momentum or bear side. We can see some kind of like a deeper corrective move, and it's getting for another knee-jerk reaction to the upside. A potential scenario is going to be a month of May, I should say April to May, August. I should say April, if you haven't watched my forecast, I just mentioned April to June, a possible scenario July, which is going to be a market top. So that would be great if you see something like this, and this correction can happen in February, stretch all the way, even to March. So there's nothing wrong if we go to March, something like this, a corrective 2-3 months corrective move, and then we will see another pullback, nice consolidation to the upside. So we will see how it goes with the market. We will give market benefit of doubt. But I should say earning just came up today. Kind of like a mix for banks. United Health beat up the earnings and revenues. Delta actually just to bring the guidance down, and forecast is going to be lower earning and revenue for next quarter. Bank of America, I believe the best one was JP Morgan, but we will get into banks, and you will see the reaction was not that good for the market, just because market expecting better earnings and better revenues, but they beat the earning and revenues, but still sentiment was pretty bullish, and sentiment was not happy with that. Sometimes buy the rumors, sell the news. So that's going to be the fact for banks today. And we don't know exactly if it's going to continue for the other sectors as well. Next week, we will have Monday off, I believe. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday and Friday, we will have lots of earnings coming. I believe Tesla is coming next week. I'm not sure, so I have to just watch. But I just glanced through and noticed that Tesla probably is going to be on Thursday, which is going to be important. Or Netflix. Oh, yes, Netflix. Netflix is going to be earning next Thursday. And then Tesla, Facebook, Amazon, Apple. Those ones are going to be on the following week. So we will see how it goes with earnings. Again, lots of volatility is coming to the market. Just to stay tuned. Earnings season is always volatile. Moving on to let me go to daily chart before Nasdaq. Moving on to the daily chart. So this is a daily chart, and as you see here, we got just a nominal higher high. Just imagine if this is a high, we got into higher high, but look at the momentum. So momentum wise, we are pretty down. Like even a stochastic again, we got into kind of like a very close to overbought condition, bear reversal, while MACD is sloping down sharply. There is a huge divergence between this top, and this top, and it's getting deeper and deeper divergence. Even if it goes to kind of like another high, this is gonna be a good reversal. So even next week, if you see Tuesday, Wednesday slightly up, don't be surprised because Thursday, Friday could follow up with kind of like a downside move, especially Netflix. If Netflix goes down, it's going to bring the market, drag the market to the downside. So we will see how it goes with this. But all in all, I should say, if market again goes down to 45.24 to 45.80, shouldn't be surprised at all. So we need to see some kind of like a correction for a healthy market overall. Moving on to Nasdaq. Let's start with the weekly chart for our weekly wrap. So Nasdaq had a positive week, but look at again here. So we got into not even higher high. It's kind of like a lower high slightly. So nice flip flop to the upside. We can see some kind of like a consolidation, and that consolidation could just last the months of the rest of the January, stretching to the February. So we should see some kind of like a consolidation. I would rather see something like this. So if you remember, we had pretty nice surge to the upside. And when we get into this parabolic phase, we are just getting to 2-3 months, a good bull flag consolidation. This is the pattern we want to see. And that would be great if we see something like this. So if we go down here for a good consolidation for a next breakout to the upside. So that would be very interesting to see. Right now, we got into this overbought condition and we got a bear reversal last week. Still, momentum is down. Look at the RSI here. It is not getting above this, and MACD is sloping down. So again, all in these indicators can fail the divergence. But right now, the cycle wise, as I said, January 11th, January 10th, January 12th is going to be a cycle reversal. So market just show weakness for starting actually yesterday. And we can see in the daily chart. Here's the daily chart. Just waiting for the chart to load. Okay, here's the daily chart. And as you see here, we got 2 doji bar in a row. So this is kind of like a tweezer top. It's not a strong signal. Could be a weak signal as well. But when we combine these things together, there are lots of odds for a corrective move to the downside. So if we see some correction to 16,500 to 16,566, shouldn't be surprised. So yesterday we had a very volatile session due to CPI. Today we got just a lower volatility in Nasdaq. However, this doji bar and also the cycle wise and this move can just correct it to the downside. At least for a short term, we can see some kind of like a movement to the downside, and you shouldn't be surprised at all. So that would be great if we just break this trend line to downside to here and satisfying kind of like the weekly chart as well. So here is the We are getting to the overbought condition. It's just getting close to the bear reversal happening. Again, Tuesday, Wednesday, we should see some kind of like a bear reversal. And look at this here. So MACD is fall over the cliff. So this is pretty nice to see how divergence is strong, at least for Nasdaq. So we will see how it goes. We will give market again benefit of doubt for this season. But right now, momentum is kind of like a shifting to the cautious mood, at least to the neutral, if you want to just be fair to the market. Moving on to the Dow Jones, moving on to weekly chart first. So weekly chart shows a pretty nice consolidation. So we can see Dow outperformed the other markets and the other indexes. We got into a new all-time high prior to the other one. So fantastic move for Dow Jones. We break above this trend line nicely. We break above this top and also getting into new all-time high. However, we are due for corrective move. Again, this is showing kind of like a consolidation. But if this consolidation fails to the downside, I should say 35 to 36,000 would be a fantastic buying opportunity for Dow if we see a reversal. The time frame is going to be February, March. So we can see some kind of like a 2 months corrective move. If that happens, that would be pretty healthy for a market for the next move to the upside. Some people are believing that still market has good momentum, so we can see some kind of like a upside, then coming down sharply, as I said in the first scenario in S&P 500. I would rather to see some kind of like a pullback here, then getting up. This is very, very volatile, and this is very, very aggressive. So still that scenario is on the table. We will see how it goes with the market. Moving on to daily chart. So here's the daily chart. Momentum is absolutely falling, not price action. Interesting. So we are seeing kind of like an interesting consolidation here, the price action. But look at the momentum. Momentum is down. Like look at the RSI. RSI is just coming down. Stochastic is down. MACD is in oversold condition. However, some people are saying when MACD is in oversold condition, this consolidation is just digestive move. It's just correcting within time, and it can go higher for the next move to the upside. I should say no. A possible scenario is gonna be a downside just because of the banks and financials. We will look at those charts, and I tell you why Dow can go to the downside first before the next rally. Moving on to gold, which had a fantastic move today. So gold just break out. This is a 4-hour chart. Gold break out nicely to the upside. Got into 2060, rejected down just because 2060 is a good supply area here. We tested once, and today was a second time. So if it consolidates here, if it holds 2040, I should say that consolidation moves price higher. And potential scenario is going to be just on maximum Tuesday, Wednesday, we should see this consolidation finishes, and we should see some kind of like a move to the upside, which I believe the upside move is coming to test this top, which is going to be a 2080 to 2090. Moving on to daily chart, let me just show the daily chart as well. So daily chart, as I said before, here is the November 13th. This is December 13th. And we got nice January 11th, almost a 30 days cycle, right? So 30 days cycle coming to the same trend line. This is a perfect scenario for reversal. We got a stochastic full reversal on each pivot. And just yesterday and today, we got confirmed that this is stochastic is following up with the price, following up with the time. So everything is in perfect scenario for continuation, at least to 2080 to 2090, or even 2100 minimum. So that's going to be the area that I'm looking at. A possible scenario is going to be choppy. Then if it breaks to the upside, I should say gold can surge to the upside, and a possible scenario is going to be April time frame. So I'm just looking for April as a decisive move. Again, If you haven't watched my gold forecast for 2024, make sure watch that video as well. Moving on to crude, which had a very volatile due to geopolitical tensions in Red Sea. Crude just technically reacting to this triangle here. So this is a pivot, and as I said, 76 is very important. We just got pretty close to 76, 75 and change, and then rejected down. So this is a shooting star. It doesn't mean that it can go down and break this. Probably it's just consolidating, compressing here, and this compression can lead to aggressive move for the next month or so. So either breakout, either side breakout, that would be a very aggressive one. So just to be careful if you want to just bet on crude, just make sure that put your stop loss pretty tight, because either breakout could be very aggressive. Again, geopolitical tensions are there, so everything is very uncertain for crude and for energy market. Moving on to Bitcoin, which had kind of like interesting price action here. So Bit is coming down sharply after regulated. So as I said, this is by the rumor still the news event, and when SEC approved or confirmed ETF for Bitcoin, price just made new, or I should say a nominal higher high, and then rejected down. So the reason is here. So if you just look at this chart here, this is a 46,600, right? So if we just going back here, this is a pretty nice technical reaction here. So this is a supply area. In December, months of December 2021, we got a nice supply area, right? So this is a very classic weekly supply area. We got this shadow moving back up sharply, cannot make higher high, break down nicely, forming kind of like a rejection to the upside, back test this supply area, and boom, to the downside. All right. So we got, just follow this line here. This is institution money, right? So this is absolutely institution money. Buy the rumor, sell the news. We got into the same level, sharply coming down. So they just make buyer, like a people or novice traders buyer by SEC news, and sold off sharply coming down. Right now, it's just testing this area. I should say Bitcoin easily going down to this demand area. So watch out 31,000, 36 to 37,000 area for a nice buying opportunity. I'm just inclined to 31,000, and everyone is disappointing with Bitcoin. That's the area that we should just keep an eye on that one. Moving on to individual names, starting with yield. Yield just crashed today. Again, going down, I changed the level because this level doesn't work anymore. So it goes higher. I thought that we are just getting to this area. We didn't, and just barely touch 4.50%, sharply coming down, break down this 4.20. Right now we are at 4.14, right? So 4.14 is going down, and we can get to sub 4% area. So that sub 4% area is going to be very important, because lots of buyers or lots of support is here. So 4% and just a 3.80, 3.99 could be kind of like the pivot for yield. And moving on to Treasury, which build up kind of like a bearish consolidation. And this bearish consolidation is just for this trend line. So as you see here, we got breakout coming down. We're just forming a bearish consolidation. Is this going to be just distribution to the downside to this important level, or kind of like accumulation for reversal, coming back up, tackle 101 to 103? So we will see how it goes. I'm just inclined to kind of like a drop dump off scenario. That would be kind of like interesting. But again, Treasury is in no man's land. I have Treasury. I don't sell, I don't buy, I don't accumulate. I just leave it alone for now. VIX just slightly higher, hold up 12 area, so 12.70. That's the area for VIX. And I should say VIX can spike up again to 20 when the next correction is coming. Still accumulating, and it's kind of like a forming the bottom here. Dixie is pretty interesting, forming very nice bullish consolidation. So this means dollar is gonna get a bet, and this can put strength on bond yield. If it does corrective to gold, I don't think so. Seems like dollar and gold are going at the same time. This means geopolitical tensions or kind of like a sharp correction in the stock market is coming due to some risks. Because when dollar and gold moving at the same time, this means geopolitical tensions, risks, war risks, or something like that is gonna escalating. So we will see how it goes. Microsoft, sorry, this is a magma indicator, just going higher today. So not a bad price action. Technology was pretty mixed. Apple is slightly up, still holding up this 185. 180 was the level just rejected. Is this just a bounce? I think so. So we are going to see a bounce and then coming down again for a lower low. We will see how it goes. But that's what I think Apple is going to do for next at least 2-3 months. It's going to be a weaker and weaker. Amazon, a 56 cents down, not a bad price action. If it consolidates here, it's going to go higher. A pretty nice momentum, good momentum to the upside. But Amazon, if it goes down, I should say it can just test again this area. We will see. If it doesn't break out, we can see some kind of like a higher high. If it breaks out, this is the area that I see. But right now, Amazon is holding up pretty well above the SMA 20 above this high. So we will give Amazon benefit of doubt. Meta, pretty nice stretch to the upside. 2 weeks later, we will have earning for these names. A big volatility is coming. Microsoft, a $3.84 up, not a bad price action at all. Good actually price action. Google, 57 cents up. Um, Holding up for now. It's a kind of like a doji bar. Netflix 7 cents down. Look at the candle here. This means weakness is coming with Netflix, and the potential scenario is going to be we are forming ending diagonal for a bigger move to this gap. Netflix has a good surprise always due to earning, so there are lots of gaps are coming, and a gap down, gapped up. So if you see some kind of like a gap down and then earning gapped up, that could be kind of like a surprising. So we will see how it goes. But this gap is about to fill. If we have earning, kind of like a surprising earning, Netflix can go all the way down to here. A Tesla, $8.33 down. Look at the candle here. Tesla is weak. Tesla got into this pivot coming back down. Tesla can go all the way to 178 to 189. SMA 61 cents down today. Semiconductors, they were pretty weak, broad base. So stocks forming a bullish consolidation, but this can be a distribution to the downside. Taiwan Semiconductor 2 cents up, still holding off for now, but this QM pattern can forms to the downside. AMD down today, $1.46 down. Nvidia $1.12 down, not a bad price action. Texas Instrument 73 cents down. Lam Research 53 cents down. So these names are, as you see here, they are diverging. One of them is at new all-time high. One of them is just a dead cat bounce. So we will see how it goes. I think still a lower low is coming for these names before the next rally. Banks. So this sector is very, very important just because this sector is going to lead Dow Jones. XLF, this is a financial for a spider. It's forming kind of like ending diagonal to the downside. Today, banks report was mixed, but market didn't like them. KBE, large cap bank ETF coming down. KR is 63 cents down. So this one can go all the way down 47 to 43. JP Morgan, look at the candle here. Hit new all-time high, coming back down sharply. JP Morgan beat earning and revenue at the same time. This is the best bank so far in the market. But look at the candle. This candle is pretty bearish. At least when we have something like this, see some kind of like a correction to the downside. It's going to be a follow up to the downside. So whenever we see something like this in JP Morgan, we should see some kind of like a volatility down the road. So it can go all the way down to here, if you ask me. Goldman Sachs, the same pattern, coming down sharply, bearish engulfing. Bank of America gap down, moving up, but still close lower than yesterday. Wells Fargo on the other side, gap down, continues to the downside. So Wells Fargo, I believe it's gonna go down all the way to 44 to $45. Moving on to GDX, GDX is up. And this one is pretty nice just because holding the trend line nicely. GDXJ following the gold going up as well, gapped up. AEM going up nicely, but sellers to control a bit, but still holding up the trend line. Newmont going up, but coming down. This one was the weakest one, I believe, the most weakest one today. Franco-Nevada, good price action. So this one just came back to life. $3.77 up, still holding up pretty well. I believe this is kind of like a washout low before the next rally. If it goes above this area, 114 pullback could be 22, 28 for a decisive moment. I believe this is going to happen. So be, just keep an eye on this chart. Moving on to gold barrick, which was the next. So gold barrick holding up trend line pretty well. It's just going higher, gapped up. I believe consolidation can go higher. XLE, which is a Spider Energy, the last sector for today, 92 cents up today. But again, because crude was volatile, these ones gapped up, but couldn't last very well. XOP, oil and gas exploration ETF, $1.74 up. These ones weak as well. OIH, look at that. So any rally for OIH, I should say, is going to be a sell. So this is pretty weak ETF right now. Exxon coming down as well. So this is the same scenario like OIH, except we got higher low, not lower low, but this one is weak as well. Another one is Chevron, is gapped up, but again, sellers to control, just middle of this white range bar. This is dead cat bounce. It can go lower at the end of the day. So we will see how it goes with the market. Hope you have got a fantastic weekend. If you have any question, make sure to put your question down there in the chat box. I will answer all your questions accordingly. Have a fantastic weekend. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.